butt on your forehead, right?
That's true. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
or like you could have a dick for an ear, you know?
Yeah, you could have 2 dick ears just fucking hanging off the side of your head.
Yeah.
Or you could have butts for ears. And like, what's better?
I don't know. Well, all right. If you had butts for ears, could they still pick up sound?
So yeah, like say if like your butt, like you have like a butt for an ear, it would still function as an ear, but it would also be a butt.
Okay, so
it might not shit, but it would fart.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like you only have one intestinal tract.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
but they all fart.
There for a second. That's mine. There for a second, I was worried about whether or not you would be shitting out your ears.
Oh, that would suck.
That's a pretty good allegory for like most of the media that we listen to nowadays.
Oh, yeah, it's just shit in your ears.
Yeah, shit in my ears. Welcome back to the Fullzer0 Podcast. I am Chris, joined by Ave, the guy.
Ave, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend. Don't assume my gender, but I'm male.
So you don't have to assume because he tells you.
Just don't assume it.
Anyway, we're here to talk to you about the new Amazon Prime show right now. The season finale just aired, so we thought it would be a good time to binge the show in a day and talk about it because it is fucking amazing.
Yeah. We should do something like they do in the show where it's like, I think their ratings are going to be. One thing about this show, I guess, just to start off. It is so violent.
It is very violent.
So violent.
I was really surprised. The show starts off with like a super like Justice League-esque style show. Even in the first scene or whatever, you don't see a lot of blood and guts. With like the first like superhero, like the Mahler twins attacking the White House or whatever. No. Like not a lot of stuff going on there.
It has a very oddly enough not old but new Scooby-Doo animation style, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a Young Justice, very American animation look.
I think it kind of teeters a good line too, because it's just detailed enough to look really awesome during fight scenes and shit like that. But not detailed enough to kill their budget to death.
Yeah, true. And you could definitely tell one of the only gripes I have with the show is you can see where the budget laughs on the animation a little bit.
Definitely.
And once again, if anybody in the animation world is listening to this, stop with the half 3D, half 2D shit. When you don't have to do it, they would use 3D background characters, which I think flat ones would look a lot better. There might be some sort of.
You don't even have to give them a lot of detail. You could hit them with a da-rah-rah-rah, where everybody in the background is basically just a silhouette.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. It's kind of the same in Persona, this kind of swaths of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have color palettes or whatever, but they don't have details like the main characters do.
It'd be funny if they started to do in old sports games where the background people in the audience were just they look like cardboard cutouts and they just have two animations arms down, arms up. If they just put all those motherfuckers in every anime. No. No.
Right. I'm just not sure that it would work out as good, to be totally honest.
Oh, I'm not saying it'd be good.
But it'd be funny.
Yeah,
it'd definitely be funny.
I'm telling you. They should just do it.
Yeah. So, so this is going to be a spoiler podcast. We're starting to say that a little bit more.
Spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Maybe we could put up a spoiler warning.
Yeah, I'll put up a spoiler warning.
You mean Larry will.
Sorry.
Larry, the totally real person that is our editor.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is going to be a spoiler video. Yeah, I'm giving you your spoiler warning now because there's a lot of shit to be talked about in this show, and I can't get through it without doing it.
Yeah, there's no way I can hold that in. Because I personally just watched it. Chris here watched it before I did. Mm-hmm. So he's just been holding on all of this pain, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have nobody in my life that is also watching the show. It's just you.
Okay, so we need more people to watch the show so we can all talk about it, so Chris doesn't die.
Yeah, it physically hurts my body sometimes.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, because there was a lot of physical bodies hurt in that show.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I wonder how many of those deaths were, pure instant, rather than...
A lot of them, because, a lot of people, more people got exploded in that show than, in many that I've watched.
Yeah.
Just popped like a balloon.
See, it makes the deaths a little bit... Now, they're no less brutal, don't get me twisted here or anything like that, but, all right, just for example, there's one scene where Omni-Man pushes a dude, through his, kitchen island, and his legs stay in place, but his torso slides over the island. Right.
Yeah.
He probably didn't die instantly.
Yeah, there's probably like a few seconds of like, yo, this is whack.
Yeah, he has like they also make this reference in the show. He has the fucking like samurai cut in half. Like, you know, I didn't realize I was cut in half quite yet until his like, torso slides off his legs or whatever.
Yeah.
So, he kind of pulled that move. I wonder if they did that on purpose. But
honestly, I believe it because that show's very good. At like not really wasting anything. Like, there's no dead characters. There's nobody that I didn't care about, and it's a pretty big cast. And like all of them, I love. Like Adam Eve is cool though. In the show, Adam Eve is like, you know, basically, you know, a high school kid who has powers, and her powers are. I thought it was force field. She looks like a almost a. Well, from the Fantastic Four. Susan Storm.
Susan Storm.
Yeah, but no, apparently she can just bend matter at a molecular level, which is fucking tight.
Yeah, that's God level.
Yeah, that's God level. That's one of the only other gripes I have.
She can, well, it's almost God level, because God level, at least in my imagination, would be like making something out of nothing.
Yeah, true.
You know, where technically she is, you know, rearranging molecules to make something, which is damn near close.
I don't know, because, like, there was that one scene, like, where there's those farmers, like, you know, farming dirt, and she was just like, here you go, a field!
Yeah.
Like, I mean, isn't that, like, basically creating life at a certain extent? Because everything was barren at a certain point.
Yeah, I guess it is. Well, there is another scene, too, where she's, like, saving this forest from, like, she puts out a fire in the forest or whatever, and then just regrows the trees instantaneously. Like, I don't know, her powers seem a little limitless. Now, she's, like, not, like, physically super duper capable.
Yeah, she's no Omni-Man.
Yeah, she's no Omni-Man, but, like, at a certain point, you've got to kind of wonder, like, if she can bend matter to that level, could she not just, like, turn somebody to dust?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
really,
death touch people, like,
and
she should be able to just tank anybody.
Yeah, literally, like, the whole, like, she could have done what... Okay, and here, big spoilers. So at the beginning of the show, Omni-Man, he's basically like the Superman equivalent of the show. He tanks like the whole their world's Justice League. You know, their world's equivalent of the Justice League. Technically, she could have done that like without the fight that he put up, because he was balling with these fools. And if you can, you know, deal with matter like that, it's just snap, snap, snap. All of you guys are cremated.
Pretty much. Basically. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like her shit's based off of touch either. She can do it at a distance. So, like, technically, she would never have to get close to anybody. No. She's never in jeopardy. Like, she's never in harm's way, like, really.
Yeah, put her in a mech and, like...
Yeah, she's fucking done. Like, I don't know, like... It would be a pretty poor show were that the case. However...
Yeah. I get why they had to do it, because the story had to happen, but...
Yeah, like, but don't make her fucking powers that if you don't want us to pick it apart, because, like, that is totally something that she should be able to do.
Yeah, because especially, like, she didn't necessarily have to have that power for, like, what they wanted to do for the story.
No, they could have just made her Susan Storm.
Yeah, could have made her Susan Storm, and she still could have had, like, the same arc, you know, the same issues with her parents, and they were like, oh, I just wish she didn't have powers.
Her dad got on my fucking nerves after a while. Like I felt like I sort of felt for him, because, like, you know, he doesn't want her in harm's way or whatever. He cares about his daughter and shit, but him, like,
but he's being fucking a cunt
about
Samantha! You get your feet back on the ground now!
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Samantha!
Okay, how are you going to scream at your daughter when she's literally flying above you? She is your parent now.
Yeah.
She controls his family.
Definitely. Like, she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Like, why is she scared of you? Like, you can't use the fear factor when I can, like, she's like literally like, okay, like, he comes to the door, she's like, you're not leaving, and he, like, she just makes the door go away. Yeah. She just makes it go away. She's
or
like,
when she wants to leave the house, she just makes a door in the middle of, like, one of their family photos.
That's what I'm fucking
saying. That shit's balling as hell.
Dude, that was... Okay, let me ask you this. If you had to pick a power from the show, like one of the people... Yeah, what would you pick?
To be, like, this is super basic, and I'm sorry for it, but I really would want to be a Viltrumite.
I mean, makes sense. Like, you're nigh unkillable.
Right.
You'll live forever.
You know what's so fucking, like, nerdy and stupid, though?
Huh.
If I had the same powers as a Viltrumite in a universe where Dragon Ball, the show, existed or whatever, I would just train to be Goku. I'd be focusing on how to, like... you know, shoot a Kamehameha at that point or some shit, you know.
I mean, you have thousands of years to figure it out.
Right, like, if you're a Viltrumite, you live, like, nigh forever, you know, just about, like...
You age slower as you get older, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit. That's
totally bullshit.
Basically immortality.
Yeah!
Like...
Because, like, ad infinitum, right? Like, you know, it'll just eventually get so slow that it stops. Or, like, nearly stops, like, you know, to the point where it's pointless that you're aging?
I don't know. He never does talk about, like, a Viltrumite that gets, like...
That dies
of old age. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they either are alive or have died in combat, you know, like... Which is a rare occurrence.
Yeah,
but,
especially for Earthlings. Yeah, like, so, like, the big climax of the show, so, like, basically...
We should probably start off with, like, what the show's about in general.
Yeah, because we've just been talking about characters like people know.
Yeah, sorry, we've watched the show recently, and we're just sort of gushing at the moment, but, like... There's a lot to it, you know, more so than like power scaling feats and, you know, we're just
boxing.
dorks.
Like,
you know?
It's oddly enough for a superhero story.
Very human.
Very human.
Very human.
You can't see, but I'm putting my head on my chin like I said something smart.
You did. It is. But yeah, so the show is about a kid named Mark Grayson, who is just your average high schooler, teenager, whatever. His dad happens to be the world's, like, greatest superhero. He's basically Superman.
Basically, pretty much same story. Comes from, like, a rogue planet. He's sent there to come protect Earth, basically. That's the whole job of the Viltrumites, air quotes, is to protect planets because they're super strong.
Right. They're super strong. They can fly. They are insanely strong. It seems like... He doesn't have, like, laser beam vision, though. He doesn't have, like, the ice breath shit.
No,
like,
but it doesn't really matter.
Because
he's, like, fucking really strong.
Yeah, he is. He is really, really strong.
Yeah, like, he can fly, like, there's a whole bit in the show where, like, he flies so fast that, like, he goes and picks up food for his wife in Paris and, you know, Milan and stuff. Because it takes him, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
while they live in, like, fucking New York or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just flying everywhere. Yeah, like, he's Superman.
Right,
yeah.
So... His dad's Superman, and Mark is sort of waiting to get his superpowers, and no big spoiler here, it happens in the first fucking episode, but he gets his superpowers, and his dad sort of seems a little reticent about being happy at him getting his superpowers, and it seems sort of strange at first, but he trains his son, you know, for the first episode, and they also take the time in the first episode to get you acquainted with the Guardians of the Globe, and you've got basically Justice League. Yeah. So we even have an equivalent for every single character there. You know, you got
War Woman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Red Rush, The Flash. We think Immortal. I don't know. He's kind of a rogue here.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that's why he's the only one that's still.
Yeah, still kicking. Yeah, technically still alive.
Yeah.
Barely.
Right.
But, I mean, you could really switch him out with any, like, strong Justice League. I mean, the Justice League is wide and it's vast.
That's true. But the more popular one, so you got Martian Man. Literally didn't do a lot for that name. Yeah, Martian Manhunter.
Just add a hunter to the, or Manhunter to the end and you got
No, he's Martian Man, so add Hunter.
It's just Hunter. Yeah, just Hunter.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, some of the names are kind of stupid.
Yeah. Like... I think Red Rush is like that's a pretty basic superhero name.
Yeah, sure, fine, whatever.
They have Green Ghost too, and that's like it's almost like they split Martian Manhunter's powers into two people. Yeah, so they got Green Ghost who can phase in and out of stuff and fly, and then Martian Man. I think his only fucking power that I've seen is like being stretchy.
Yeah, he's stretchy. I guess he's kind of like half a shapeshifter.
He's sort of.
No, his power is Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, what you know what really bugs me about him though is like every single time he fucking like stretches out like that or whatever, he's got that one center to him that looks like a fucking cyst.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking?
Yeah, I guess it's his brain or whatever.
I guess so. Like it just bothers the shit out of me.
Oh, okay. Here's a thought. Bet you didn't think about. So at the beginning of the show, like, you know, you remember Martian Man, he's training, he's stretching himself out to the stretches he can get.
Yeah.
And there's a little girl watching him who's living in an abandoned building.
That's super weird.
Yeah, but he gets smoked. What happened to that little girl?
Oh shit,
Because from what I assume, she's like homeless.
Yeah, just one day Martian Man never came back.
Yeah, because he got his shit wrecked.
Did he fly off? Can he fly? I can't remember.
I want to say like he just left out a window.
Yeah, he did, but like I can't remember if he like stretched off or.
I mean, he could have turned himself into paper and just floated.
Or whatever.
We'll cut it in. Go in the comments and talk about how he left.
Alright. So anyway, we got Martian Man, then you got War Woman, who is basically just Wonder Woman. I don't really see any deviation from her.
She did not have a lasso.
She didn't have a lasso. No, she had a big ass mace that she smacked the fuck out of people with.
Yeah,
bro.
Which was way more sick.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like better than a sword in that instance. I mean, she just hammers people to death.
Worry about it not getting sharper, like, you know, losing its edge.
Yeah, right.
You know, big old ball of something hard. Every time.
Definitely. So you got her. Immortal is He basically has all the powers of Superman too. He's just not as strong as Omni-Man.
Yeah.
He doesn't have heat vision or ice breath either. But like,
And you know, by the end of it, question like, because he never really flew, he just jumped, right?
no, he flies. He flies.
Okay, so he does fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a dude that got touched by some like viscous material like way back in the fucking Stone Age, and it has just lived the entire span of the Earth.
I fucking wish some like all the viscous material I've touched is just giving me a rash.
Right.
And you know, this motherfucker's out there fucking sucking off a damn runoff from a factory, and he gets superpowers.
Right, yeah, it's bullshit,
It's
man.
bullshit,
like,
dude.
Well, yeah, you know, they even make a reference in the show too. You know, he was Lincoln. He was Abraham Lincoln.
No, he killed Lincoln.
No, he was Lincoln in the chair. He was the guy that shot him. No, he died, quote unquote, as Lincoln, and then just came back as a different person.
I totally misread that. I thought he was the guy who killed Lincoln. I was like, why are they flexing that?
No, that's in the comics and everything. He was Lincoln.
What the fuck?
You know, another point about him, if he was like one of the fucking like Earth's like earliest people or whatever, he would look mad different from the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never do like go into that. Like he would look super fucking different.
Yeah, like he would have like different facial features, and didn't they say that people back then were like much shorter? He was like a pretty
Yeah, he's a very tall guy.
Yeah.
Big ass barbarian motherfucker.
Oh, also, if you're into yoked dudes, this is the show for you.
Yeah, this has definitely got some like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shit going on.
Yeah, this is
like,
definitely like not some body positivity type show. Like there's only buff people in this universe.
Like why I stay in the gym as much as I do because all I watch is fucking like buff anime shit and like buff superhero
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm fucked up in the head.
Yeah, no, you've got like false standards for your body type, man.
I need to start watching my 600-pound life, start living, real.
Like feeling very good about yourself.
Like fucking killing it inside the shower.
But anyway, so yeah, Immortal, that him, whatever, and then they got Darkwing, which is basically Black Batman, which is kind of cool when you think about it. I actually heard African American Batman.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's kind of cool. I was listening to like another pod where like they're Nerd Soup, by the way, they're awesome.
Shout out
to Nerd Soup. If you haven't watched them, you should definitely do it. Their channel's on the rise right now, and it needs to be. They're very, very intelligent.
Absolutely.
But they go into depth way better than we do. But for now,
we're stepping our game up.
Yeah.
People.
But he was talking about one of his friends who is also black. He watched the show and he was like, you have no idea how much that meant to me to see a black Batman. And I was like, yeah, it would have meant a lot more if he didn't die in the first fucking episode. He got fucking wrecked.
Everybody, and like
it sucks, man.
Like it starts as like this hokey, like superheroes, yeah, family and friendship, and then Omni-Man, Superman, flies to the fucking
Guardians of the Globe headquarters. He calls them all there. Like, that is everybody. No, we missed. Sorry, Red Rush.
Yeah,
definitely the Flash. Not a lot more needs to be said about that. And then Aquarius is like a fish-faced Aquaman.
Yeah. Well,
that one, what?
I feel like that was like low-key disrespect, because they're clearly the Justice League.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah, and then he just gets like...
He's just like a weird
even
fish.
His voice is stupid. Like, he sounds like a fucking caricature of Aquaman. He's,
yeah.
Like... You know, everybody has jokes about how stupid Aquaman is or whatever. It's like the guy that wrote the comic felt the same way, and he was just like, here are my water power.
I tickle fish. And I need people to just stop shitting on Aquaman, alright?
Yeah,
he is not a bitch.
Once they made him fucking Jason Momoa, like, I don't think anybody, fucks with him anymore.
See, no, I don't fuck with that, alright? You weren't with him while you're shooting in the gym. You don't get to be with him now that he's Jason Momoa.
Yeah, seriously, he, like, already in the comics had a fucking, like, hook for a hand and been through a lot of crazy-ass shit. Like,
tons.
Yeah, like, so, like, he was a far cry from, like, the 60s cartoon character that he started out as, but...
Oh, yeah, like, by the end, if you had a goatee and an earring, you know shit's gone wrong if you have just a goatee and one earring.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your life's fucked.
Yeah, I agree. You look a lot more badass like that. But anyway, so Omni-Man, the Guardians of the Globe all get called to their headquarters, and they're trying to figure out who called them there. turns out it was Omni-Man, but they don't really figure that out until, like, he freaks out and, like, speeds at one of them, trying to, like, bust up Immortal's head, like, in one shot.
Which he nearly goddamn does.
He nearly did, and
Yeah.
Red Rush pushes Immortal out of the way, and then they all get into this big-ass fight, and it's Omni-Man versus the entire Justice League.
Yeah. And
he proceeds to body every single
yeah.
one of them. Like,
granted, they do put up a fight. It wasn't easy for him, but, like...
No, they near about kill Omni-Man, which is like, yeah, I don't know if the Justice League, maybe they could for Superman, like, maybe.
Yeah.
Not in the movies, not in the way that they're
No, not
portraying
in the
him
movies,
right now.
but like in the comic books, I mean, Batman has a plan for it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a contingency plan for everything. There's a whole movie about him beating the shit out of Superman.
A whole movie, a whole comic book,
Mhm.
yeah, tons of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be, and I guess it depends on who's writing Superman, because like, one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes Superman is sometimes Superman is Omni-Man, and then other times he is just like literal God, and it's ridiculous. Like Superman Prime, where he just like
He just sat in front of the sun for like a million years.
yeah,
and-
he's soaked in the sun. Like he legit like got in the sun and just like laid in it for however many years and just turned into God. Like.
Cool.
It's like if you took the fucking like regulator off of your like iPhone charger or whatever, plugged it up to the wall, and you charge it like 920% instead of 100. Yeah, that's
Your phone seeing text from the future.
that's basically what Superman did. It's fucking ridiculous, but
basically, you spend the whole show like after he just wrecks, and
it's brutal too.
Yeah.
It's not just like he fucking knocks him out and they kind of like die.
No, he's like punching people's faces off,
Mhm.
like putting hands through chests.
Yep. Just fucking karate chop sliced Immortal's head off. Crushed War Woman. Crushed her head. Put his hand straight through Green Ghost head. What did he do to... Oh, yeah, Martian Man tried to do the stretchy thing, but he had that cyst thing on him, and he just popped the cyst, and he died.
Word.
Pretty easy, I guess.
Remember, never pop your cyst, because
It might kill your whole body.
your whole life essence might be in there.
Yeah. Aquarius... I can't remember what he did to him. I think he just fucking, like, eviscerated his face, as far as I remember.
Sushi.
He, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure he popped just about everybody's head there. Because, like, Red Rush, the first one he got, like, he held him up by the head and then crushed his, too.
I mean, it's an efficient way to kill somebody.
Yeah, I guess so. And then Darkwing, he just obliterated. I think he did crush his head at first and then slammed his body down so hard it just mangled everything in his body.
A bunch of people get hulked in that movie.
Yeah.
Or Loki'd, I guess.
Yeah.
Where they grab your foot and they just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So he kills the Guardians of the Globe, but almost dies in the process, and like that is the ending of the first episode. So everybody finds out, and he tries to play off the whole thing like, he
I don't know what happened.
Right, like they left me in tatters too, but like ominously wants his fucking beat up superhero costume back.
So he doesn't, find all the blood from all of the other heroes of the universe on it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you get probably one of my favorite characters in the show, and one of the most interesting. You get who is it? Damien Darkblood.
Oh yeah.
Basically, this universe is equivalent to Hellboy,
but like an old
grizzled
detective.
Yeah, he's like got a bit more. Not to say I love Hellboy. Not to say that he's not like fleshed out or anything. But like I think Damien is a bit more of a like interesting flawed character, because so he's a demon that came that escaped from hell, doesn't want to go back, and is trying to shave or like earn goodwill karma or whatever by solving hard to solve cases.
Yeah, every case he solves takes years off of his sentence in hell, basically.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So he is currently investigating the murders of the Guardians of the Globe, along with Cecil. I can't remember his last name.
Everybody calls him Cecil. I don't remember his last name, but he's basically like Nick Fury.
Yeah, he is Nick Fury. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is my favorite character in the show.
Yeah, no,
Cecil's fucking amazing.
He's kind of like an old crotchety bastard, but he makes the tough calls. Like he's willing to do anything. Like he loves Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just a fighter for Earth.
Yeah.
Will do anything that he can do for Earth.
Yeah, and he will. He'll often make a lot of really like awful calls. Not to say that they're like not smart calls. They just happen to involve a lot of things that are awful.
Right. Like so, for example, like later in the show, Invincible, who is the son of Superman. I'm just gonna call him Superman just for easiness sake.
If they're watching this, they've probably seen the show, and I'm gonna get Larry to put a spoiler warning on the title of the video. So if they're here, they know. What's
They know what's up. All right, so it's Superman. So they go on a college tour. I know what I said. What I said. But Invincible, he goes with his girlfriend at the time, who's Zazie Beetz. Zazie Beetz, please come to the podcast.
Zazie Beetz, please marry me.
Or me. There's another point to that, or me.
Are you trying to get Omni-Man right now?
You couldn't Omni-Man me, bro.
Bro, I could Omni-Man the fucking...
Dude, grab my ankle. Grab my ankle. See what you can do. See if you can hurt yourself.
See if I can Loki you around.
Yes.
Anyways.
But no, so... some of the awful stuff that Cecil has to do. There's this guy who thinks that humans are machines, and so obviously the best mode of action from there is to kidnap people and turn them into weird, fucked up cyborg monsters,
making the human machines more efficient than they were in the first place.
Exactly, by anyway,
right.
But
D.A. Sinclair.
Yeah, and so they beat him up. They capture him, but Cecil sees
Dude, Invincible fucking whopped his jaw. That shit.
Dude,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That shit, he was not playing around anymore.
Yeah, no, he did that. I'm surprised that fool had a jaw. Like when things.
Yeah,
were said
after
and done.
that was over,
Yeah,
he fucking didn't hold back, bro.
Yeah, because when you see somebody's when you see a body part move the way it's not supposed to. That jaw was swinging like it was a pair of nuts. It was just just rocking
what do you
back and
think
forth.
that shit felt like?
I imagine it was a second of white hot pain and then unconsciousness.
Right.
Yeah, you just go out. There's no
your
way.
body does go into shock,
Yeah.
when shit like that happens. So he probably, I agree.
Yeah.
White hot searing pain and then fucking nothing.
Bro, Jesus. And I'm telling you, if you're if you happen to have not watched the show and you're using this as a recommendation, just fucking brace yourself because it's animated, so you can do a whole lot with blood, guts, and gore.
Oh yeah,
fucking Jesus.
It's probably one of the most gore. I have a hard time figuring out which is darker and more violent, this or The Boys. I think I've made my answer on that one. It's this.
And I feel like The Boys is just a lot more rapey. Everybody just gets raped in The Boys.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, their point. I think their point is you've got a lot of men that are the strongest in the world or whatever as superheroes, so they don't. They're playing off of men's worst instincts, and
and I
it's
know.
They have the power to do it. They're gonna they're using their fame to do it more than anything else. But if that doesn't work, then they also have the strength to make it happen too,
right.
And the power to make it go away.
Sad.
It's very sad, and I kind of hate that part of the show.
I'm glad this one no rapey. So
no,
that's good.
No,
just a lot of violence, which I guess
there's
is
not a lot of. There's a little bit of sex shit in it, but they don't play very fast and loose with that one.
And one thing that I like is
it's kind of a welcome change.
It's a sex positive show, really. People just have sex.
Yeah, they don't make a big deal out of it. Yeah, it's always consensual. I've never seen one rape in that show.
Yeah, not one.
Not one.
And that's why I'm voting for Invincible as president.
Invincible, 20, whatever.
No, honestly, I wouldn't want to live in that world. That would fucking suck.
And not unless I had superpowers.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Actually, no, that would kind of suck too, because then you got to stand up to fucking shit that's way bigger than you.
Yeah, then Cecil's giving you a call.
All the fucking time. That is the one thing I hate about Cecil. I'm come on, I know, Mark is, one of your only options here. And
he's,
biggest
basically
hitters.
a full Viltrumite.
Right.
Which is the race of super beings. They're Kryptons?
Kryptonians.
Thank you.
Yeah. Except they don't need the fucking sun. They're just automatically that fucking tough.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, so, he's still a teenage boy, though. He still has a fucking life. Listening to adults did him more harm with his girl than, not listening to adults would have done.
Yeah, dude, honestly, listening to adults got him all fucked up. If they never told him that he was ever going to get powers and that, that motherfucker became an accountant, honestly, that would have been a better move for poor fucking little Mark. Cause,
I feel really bad for Mark.
Yeah, because he been through it.
Right.
Because, at the beginning of the show, he's and I think that's, a really interesting thing that they do in the show is, all I wanted was powers, and then once you have them, it's
comes with a lot of responsibility, doesn't it?
Uncle Ben had it fucking right.
He
just
did.
make rice, man. He fucking told truth.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it would be different in this world where we don't have like cosmic threats or monsters or shit. Like you're just a super being, and that would be awesome. But like in their world, like
there's a new threat every week.
Well, that's another thing too. Like, who's to say that like if you did get superpowers in this world, that you would be the only one?
Right.
Yeah. Like I think you know, the thoughts about like having superpowers or whatever are very like narrow-minded. You know, like I mean, it would come like, and that's another thing too. Like, it's like that old saying or whatever. Like, if you're good at something, there's always somebody out there better than you at it. You know, like always a bigger fish kind of thing. Like, yeah. So if you got superpowers, that would definitely be the case. But anyway, so this story is mainly about Mark, you know, dealing with all that shit. But they do, and that's why we're having a problem staying on track as much as we are, because like it's not really just about Mark. He's definitely the main character. I mean, the show's named after him. He becomes a superhero, and his name is Invincible. He gets the superpowers, obviously, and you know, yada yada yada. But like, they do such a good job with all the fucking side characters that like that's like. It's hard not to talk about any of them, you know?
Pretty much every character is their own person. Even like, okay, so if you take the group, like, because after, you know, all of the Guardians were killed, they, you know, set up a new group. And what's interesting is, like, the new group is composed of, like, you know, some different superheroes. And they're all kind of, like, they have their own individual things, but, like, you watch them become a team. And I think they do, like, a really good job at showing that.
Yeah, actually, like, better on second viewing for me. Like, because the first viewing, it sort of seemed like, maybe it was because I just didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the new Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah.
But, like, and, you know, by the way, like, I saw a lot of fucking superheroes in that tryout or whatever, and, like, they just happened to get mainly the Team Force or whatever in there.
Oh, well, Robot playing
Robot, yeah. He was like, he even says, he was like, I'm so, like, thankful that most of the team members made it in here or whatever, and I'm like, first of all the team members made it in there.
No. He said he was like, don't worry, I made sure that we got most of the team in here. We had to get some new blood or like something to that effect.
Yeah, like
no, he stacked the cards. I mean, he wanted to be in there with his boys.
And they're really like, when you think about it, like now they're a decent team for sure, but like they're not that impressive. Like the last Guardians of the Globe, way more impressive than them. I mean, you had War Woman, who was a fucking tank, so was Immortal. Then you had Darkwing. I know he was just a human, but he was still fucking Batman. Like, so
yeah, he has skills and he has money. You know,
right?
Like he's doing his thing.
Fucking alien and Atlantean in there or whatever. Like,
yeah, their team was stacked. Like you have like in the new Guardians, you have a guy that can like throw coins at like basically like a weak Gambit, right?
Yeah, kind of. He blows up stuff. He has a super move, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't know anything. Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Don't spoil it, man.
So yeah, I haven't read the comics, but I know a lot about them, and I know pretty much everything that's gonna happen in the show at this point. But like, it has made the show no less fucking gripping.
And then you have Iron Man, who. Like, so dude starts out with powers and is like, oh, so I lost him, and then he comes back and now he has powers. We don't even still know what that
Oh, Black Samson?
Yeah, Black Samson, yeah.
Racist.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they did it, because there's, like, a lot of racist-ass names back in... You had, like, Black Adam, Black Shazam, oh Big Black Toby, which that one didn't go over well.
Wait, Black Adam wasn't black? He was, like... He was mixed at best.
Dude, that's gentrification right there.
Yeah,
like... If Black Adam's not even black...
No, like...
hold on.
Wait a second.
Really quick ASMR podcast. If Black Adam isn't black, then fucking everything's a lie. Plug out of the Matrix.
Anyway, the Rock's Samoan, right?
I think he's like half Samoan. He's like half Samoan, half black, I think.
He is half black?
I think.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Larry put that up. But... yeah, I was gonna say, because like that being the case, he's the one playing Black Adam, like, and he does have the same skin tone as the guy. He's not black, like. No, I don't know about The Rock, but Black Adam isn't. Yeah.
Word, but you have a lot of black superheroes.
His costume was black.
Black Lightning.
Oh well, he is black. Yeah. But and he did shoot
Black Luke Cage.
Wait.
What?
Black Lightning. He did shoot Black Lightning.
Yeah, which is sick.
So it's technically within the realm of safety.
I mean, technically.
I thought he was just an adult.
But like Stan
Lee's
shot. White ass made him shoot Black Lightning.
That's true.
Yep.
I mean, Black Lightning is cooler than regular lightning.
True.
That is way more
that
badass.
Is
yeah, like black energy power of any kind is fucking awesome. Second only to purple, in my opinion.
Purple is pretty cool. Green is basic.
Green is basic.
Yeah, red is always evil.
I think yellow is the most basic.
Yeah, I know, because I guess it's...
Key Blast and fucking Dragon Ball. Yeah, and that's just like the standard ass shit that they use.
Yeah, they're almost all yellow, except if they're like, like Broly.
Yeah. I like that fucking joke in a bridge where like Vegeta couldn't kill Cell, and so he's like shoot him with this fucking rapid fire ki blast to like kill him or whatever, and he walks up and he goes, "Has this ever worked?"
It literally hasn't ever. It's a flex. It's like, look how much ki I got, dude.
I guess like it's either one big blast or it's a ki blast to distract. You know, like it's But they try and use it to kill. And there are moments we're not talking about this show right now.
We got totally sidetracked. Where were we? Are we still like kind of recapping the show or? Basically, you're following Mark. It's a coming of age tale there, and you're also trying to figure out why Omni-Man killed all of the Guardians.
Right. And you've got who is a super fucking underrated character, Debbie, Mark's mom.
Oh my god,
she is
fucking Debbie.
Oh, dude. I feel terrible for her, man. Like she is probably one of the toughest chicks I've ever had the fortune to witness.
Yeah.
But like she slowly investigates at Damien Darkblood's prodding or whatever.
Yeah.
Because she never would assume that her husband had anything to do with their deaths.
No, I mean, like, who would assume Superman would kill the Justice League?
And for all intents and purposes, he definitely represents himself as Superman.
Yeah.
Like, he is, like, a kind, caring, like, I'm here to save people individual or whatever.
Right, mustachio gentleman.
Yeah. God, I love that mustache.
Dude, that mustache is strong.
That mustache can at least lift, like, a planet.
Minimum. I feel like that mustache can tank fire, nukes.
Definitely. That's funny. Like I've seen him tank nukes and fire and all kinds of shit. His hair never singes or burns. So what are their haircuts like?
I mean, they probably just like cut their hair like with their hand. Like,
they kind of have to, wouldn't
right?
they?
I mean, like what? Fucking pair of clippers?
Yeah, because if a nuke's not gonna fucking burn their hair up or whatever, then like how do they get haircuts?
Robert Cookman, we're gonna need answers. We need answers now.
We're asking the real questions.
Yeah, like who's cutting Superman's hair or Omni-Man's hair?
Seriously, but so anyway, so Debbie's investigating the murders now, along with Damien Darkblood, who he knows exactly what fucking happened. Pretty quickly.
He just can't prove it.
He just can't prove it quite yet. Now, this is where Cecil's character comes into play and, like, is, in my opinion, a hell of a lot more gray and a hell of a lot more cool. It's one of the coolest speeches in the entire fucking show, in my opinion. He traps Damien Darkblood in a room to send him back to hell. This is how, like, just fucking, like, on top of shit their government is. Damien Darkblood destroyed, like, a rune book that could have sent him back to hell, like, centuries ago or whatever. They found remnants of the rune book. Used an AI to like put it back together somehow or whatever, and just like did the ritual like to send him back to hell so he didn't fuck up their investigation with Omni-Man. And he says to him, he's like, see, that's why I can't fuck with you, Damien. Like you see everything in like good and evil, and I need a whole lot more gray right now.
Yep.
And I was like,
am I right? Dominari demonium meum mit.
Never thought you'd be the one to protect him.
See, that's the problem with demons. You only see good and evil, black and white. Well, I need to keep things gray until I can figure out why Nolan killed the Guardians and how to stop him.
Say I'd see you in hell, but there's a worse place waiting for you.
so fucking cool, man.
I love it because there's not enough media that does it. I mean, we can go in like hours about how Star Wars got fucked by not going gray, but we're not gonna.
It was almost like, and I hope that, and it seems like he's not, because it seemed like Damien Darkblood had like some kind of like weird cameo at the end of the episode in Omni-Man's closet, but like they never do anything with that. Not for this season anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see on season 2. I think they're already greenlit for at least 2.
They are greenlit for the next 2 seasons.
Easy, good, because they got some shit to deal with.
Yeah, they got some shit to work out, but it is almost like a fucking like literal interpretation of like forcing out the like seeing any of the characters in this show in black or white. They use Damien Darkblood as like, you know, the audience looking at these characters in like good in terms of good and evil or whatever, and Cecil's there there to tell you like, you know, that's not what this show is about. Everybody's like a shade of gray, even Omni-Man at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know, like even though he does some horrible things, like you got to think he is a product of
his world. So each, you know, Viltrumite lives like, you know, thousands of years. They legitimately age slower the older they get, which is insane. Basically, like immortal.
Yeah, like he says that like he's talking to Mark towards the end and kind of explaining his point as to why like he killed everybody, and he's like, by the time you're 30, by the time you look 30, everybody you've ever known will be dead.
Long dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll probably be somewhere in the 500 range to 1,000. You know, like, which is fucking nuts. It is nuts. Yeah. But anyway, so they forced Damien Darkblood out of the story, which, again, if it is a literal representation, I do appreciate it, but I really did fuck with his character. Like, I bet they'll bring him back. Yeah, he was super cool. But yeah, so he can't investigate anymore, and it's Cecil at this point. He knows that Omni-Man did it. He just doesn't want to believe it either, because they've been working together for like 20 plus years. Yeah. You know, like him saving the world and like Cecil, you know, being right on his track or whatever. But like, so they start investigating the same thing, and at this point they put like just straight up invisible spies in their house. Oh, dude,
it's one of the funniest parts of the show. Like, there's people that are invisible, and they just show up when the time is right. You know?
Come home, please.
Right. You know, you'll see a green flash, and it's like, yeah, we already been here, fool. Like, you know, it's hilarious. Insane. Honestly, I think that should be a bit like in other things, just like, you know. Like, oh, we got him, you know, just like the fucking FBI just teleporting to your space.
Yeah, somebody looking up hentai finds out, like, girl's age is, like, 15.
Yeah,
and the FBI just, like, appear there.
Yeah, just green screened in, you know.
That's amazing.
We got him.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So yeah, and that's sort of where we're at. So they're all investigating while Mark is discovering his powers a little bit more, learning what it is to be a hero, and then also dealing with what it means to be a hero, and that's seeing the death of people you're trying to save all around you. And that's first fight with the Flaxons, you know, he sees a lot of fucking death.
And that's one great thing, like what I'm liking about like a lot of new superhero media is that they're not pulling the punches. Like, you know, you watch the Avengers, and you know they tank a whole city. Well, a lot of people are gonna die, and they don't like hold back on
they did just tank a whole city.
Yeah,
you know,
like there's no way they got everybody out in time. There's no way everybody evacuated. In this show, it's like, yeah, they're definitely not. Like, you're gonna watch like an old lady get shot in the chest.
You're gonna watch a mom and a child die.
Like, yeah. Oh god,
it's rough, man.
Oh yeah, especially.
It's a welcome change of pace, though, in a weird way. Like,
I know, like it
sounds harsh, but
it's hard to watch. But like, you know, it's interesting. It's necessary. It's not like
it's realistic.
Yeah, and also buckle up for the last episode if you haven't seen it and you want to buckle up.
Yeah, the last episode is it's pretty fucking insane.
Oh yeah, no, it's like. Just to like give you like a taste. Oh, honestly, this is like the worst thing that happens, but I just got to talk about it because like I can't talk about this in therapy. So like, Omni-Man, you know, tells Mark why he did everything, and it's basically the Viltrumites want to take over the planet, and he's supposed to keep them complacent until the Viltrumites show up and, you know, colonize, right? And so he's explaining that, you know, people are useless, all this and that, and to demonstrate to his son, one, he just whoops the shit out of him, beats him into a subway station through the ground, and then picks him up as an oncoming train is coming, and uses him to kill everybody on the fucking...
He just...
Daddy, I need to save them.
No. Maybe this time you'll learn.
Holds his son in front of him, and floats in place as the train shreds
Yes.
with all the people inside of it around them.
Yeah, and the poor kid's just trying to stop it all from happening, just like hands out, like,
It's harrowing to watch. Like, his facial expressions that he makes in the moment, like, like you can tell he's trying to think of anything he can do to stop it, but he can't do anything, and he's also trying to avert his gaze from all the horrible shit he is seeing in front of him, and it is just harrowing.
Yeah.
Like,
Stephen Yeun, bro. Like,
yeah, Stephen Yeun really pulled out the fucking J.K. Simmons is killing it right now.
All
fucking
of the voice, like,
Sandra Oh for
heat.
Debbie, like
heat in the voice acting.
yeah, what's the guy's name that Billy Crash who plays Cecil?
I want to say it's Walter Scoggins, but I could be wrong.
Scoggins sounds
I know his last
very
name Scoggins.
familiar.
Yeah, you can't forget a Scoggins.
Yeah, he's amazing. The R.I.P. Donald, Cecil's right hand man,
the realest motherfucker in the game.
Oh, dude, like I can't remember his voice actor's name. He's Greek. I can remember that, but and he also plays in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but the dude in the show is like, like it's all animated, but he's built like Patton Oswalt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like towards the end where they're trying to stop Omni-Man from finding Mark, so they don't trade him to the other side. Like he has to try to stop him, and
he has to try to stop Omni-Man.
Yeah, and he's just a dude. Like he, once again, built like Patton Oswalt.
The guy who plays him, like his voice, does a phenomenal job in that moment because he Omni-Man breaks into the house. He sees him coming. He's like, oh shit. Jumps behind a table, grabs a gun, and fires it at Omni-Man. Doesn't do anything, of course. Omni-Man shreds for the wall that he's standing at. He barrel rolls over the fucking table in front of him.
Reflexes on point.
Yeah. But what really sold the moment for me was his voice actor just he sounds so fucking terrified in the moment, but it's intense terrified. It's not he's like, oh shit.
I just shat myself voice, oh Joe, fuck.
Yeah, and then right there at the end before he nukes the whole fucking house, it's been an honor. Dude.
Fucking A1.
Amazing.
Everybody is just so stellar. There's not one person in that cast that I'm disappointed with.
No.
There's no phoned in performance. There's no wooden acting. Everybody's giving it their all.
They did have a couple of pretty prominent voice actors play very small parts. Like the guy who played Darkwing. I don't know where I was going with that. Darkwing was it was Morgan from The Walking Dead.
No shit.
Yeah, that was him. I can never remember this guy's name, but he was in Pitch Black. He was in Chronicles of Riddick. He plays the president in Rick and Morty.
Oh fuck! I know exactly.
I can never remember his name. He plays small parts in this too.
That guy.
Oh, and fucking Jaimin Hansu plays the king of the Martians.
Yeah, fucking.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, dude. They.
Small parts for these big ass actors.
That's what I'm saying. Justin Roiland's in it.
Yeah,
just for a second.
Just for a second.
He gets turned into a fucking cyborg.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's just wild to me, man. It's weird. How their entire budget isn't going to acquiring these voice actors is just beyond me. But
I mean, imagine a good portion of it is.
It's really selling the show. You know, I guess that makes a lot of sense now that we know that this is by the same comic creator as The Walking Dead. That Stephen Yeun's in it. The guy who plays Morgan's in it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And
that's such a thing in Hollywood. I've noticed. I don't know if Tarantino started it. Maybe it was Scorsese.
Maybe.
But just using the same group of characters.
When they hit.
And it makes. Because you're comfortable with them. I mean, you work with somebody on The Walking Dead for 10 years or whatever.
It's probably been that,
yeah. You know how to direct them. They know how your process works. It's makes sense. It's smart.
Yeah.
I think more houses should be that way. When it comes to making cinema.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, man, they really fucking nailed it, pulling out the heavy hitters with everybody in this series, man. It's just. I can't think of a single performance done by any of the actors that actors or actresses that has fallen flat for me.
No,
I really can't.
Yeah, no, honestly. Yeah. We gotta say something bad about it, right?
I'm trying, man.
There's some goofy 3D, in some spots.
We've already said it.
We have.
Yeah.
The power scaling is fucked up.
The power scaling is a little fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it more fits the situation that they're in.
Because one scene you have Mark, Superman 2.0. He's stopping an asteroid coming from Earth, and it's the size of a house.
Punches his fist into it and hucks it out of Earth's orbit.
But he's catching smoke from basically zombie cyborgs.
Yeah, but I mean, even his dad had a hard time with them, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty. That blew me away. I did not think that they were gonna fuck him up that bad. But
Yeah,
no,
like he actually had to try a little bit.
Yeah. I've always wondered this about like super strong characters, and this includes like Saitama from One Punch. Goku like kind of started this trend. It seems like maybe he didn't, but like I remember it most prominently starting there.
Yeah.
It's like super strong characters that would technically not be scratched by what you're throwing at them or whatever, but they take impact out of pity or something. You ever notice that?
What
Like,
do you mean? Like they move their head?
Yeah, like Omni-Man does it. Like he did it with Mark a couple times. He let himself get knocked around for a second or whatever, or maybe he didn't. I don't know. But Saitama definitely does. Like he
gets like punched and he gets like pushed around the.
Yeah, he lets people knock him around all the time. Goku does the same shit before he starts trying. It's like if you can't physically be scratched by this person, would you not just Superman tank the punch? Like you punched an iron wall or something like that? But
no, I get what you're
it's
saying.
enough force to move you, but not enough force to hurt you. I have a hard time making sense out of that.
Maybe it's like lessening the blow type thing. But I guess it doesn't matter.
No, because they can't fuck him up anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, that really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Like,
no.
It shouldn't move you. Like, if I punch this house, it's not moving.
Yeah.
If I punch the bear,
probably not moving.
I won't be after a while.
After a while, yeah.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Well, you want to take the last 10 minutes to talk about our favorite characters?
Yes. Okay, yeah, dope. I'm going to start with William. He is Mark's best friend, doesn't have any superpowers. He just spits truth and fucking straight up facts.
100% agree.
And he's there when the chips are down, alright? They're fighting the fucking zombie cyborg, right? He's throwing tin cans at the motherfucker.
Yeah,
no, he can't scrap for shit.
Yeah, keep him off of his fucking buddies. He, after getting his fucking arm sawed or whatever, he ran after D.A. Sinclair to, fuck him up, too. And he did for a second.
Yeah, he was throwing some bows on him.
He was just monkey pounding him. But
sure. But, there's blood coming up.
There was blood coming up,
and
he was definitely... He had some strength behind it, for sure.
No, don't you ever talk about boy fucking William.
I'm going to fucking pull out one for William's love interest. What was his name?
Rick? Yeah, like Rick or...
I think it was Rick.
Chod?
No. He definitely looked like a chod. But you know what makes him less chod, though? He was gay.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, maybe he is definitely a super, even D.A. Sinclair is, typical alpha male or whatever. Yeah, but he's gay, so it makes him more,
And he's not even, an alpha male type. He's just, I just happen to be buff, but I'm super accommodating, and I just love everybody.
Yeah,
I wish he didn't get turned into a cyborg. Dude,
I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, because he was just the
You know he ain't got no dick no more.
Oh, dude, no, he had robot legs. That shit got, fucking...
Mm-hmm. You know D.A. Sinclair, yeah, he ain't leaving dicks.
Which is bullshit, dude.
I agree. That's what makes him a monster.
Granted, dicks are bad engineering for sure. They're horrible.
No, they're fucking. They're there for us to procreate. They're necessary.
Saying they could be better.
Sure, but imagine you fucking. So his whole purpose was to make the human race more efficient or whatever. And once you turn everybody into cyborgs, how do we keep creating?
Oh, dude.
If you sanded off everyone's dick.
He probably fucking has a USB port copy paste system.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, but
you can't even enjoy it at that point. Fuck that guy.
Well, those zombie fuckers didn't look like they were enjoying much. That one saw his face, fucking hooked himself onto a sundial.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I did not expect to fight. Mark has just steady been getting his ass kicked.
Steady getting his ass kicked and seeing traumatic shit. By the end of it, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a hero and protect Earth. Mark, you need hella therapy. Super therapy.
Yeah, that is a gripe that we were talking about earlier that we have with the show. If Mark is just a high schooler and who gains superpowers, he's not anything insanely special as far as his mental state goes. He should have an insane amount of PTSD, and they sort of just gloss over it.
Yeah, they're literally exploding people with my face, forced by my own father. NBD, dude. Let's go get some cheeseburgers and talk about it.
Really though,
yeah.
Enough about that.
You got a favorite character?
Yeah, my favorite character is definitely Cecil. There are a lot of reasons for that. He's perfectly flawed. He's he makes the best calls that he can in the moment. He is the guy making the hard decisions no one else has to. And, you know, it's so you can hate him. So, you know, like...
And he understands that. Like
he hates himself for it.
Yeah. Like, there's a scene where... it's like so there's a big tussle with Omni-Man. He beats the living shit out of Mark and, you know, flies off. And, you know, Omni-Man's wife hears all this shit that he's talking about her. He basically says she's a pet because, you know, she's human, she's inferior. And, you know, Mark's in the hospital. She leaves the room. Cecil comes up and she's like, no, that wasn't it.
No, it was way earlier.
He got all the way through that spiel.
He let a kaiju loose on Omni-Man. And
took out its pain receptor and then hopped it up on crack.
basically. So it could fuck up Omni-Man. It got close, too.
Yeah.
Like, if Mark hadn't showed up, I'm not so sure who would have won that fight. But, like, but Mark comes in to help, and he's about to kill Mark and Omni-Man. And Debbie tells him to call the monster off, and he's like, I can't do that. You know, like, we might take out this biggest threat, the biggest threat that we have to the planet right now. And I'm sorry your son is, you know, collateral damage at the moment. I don't even know whose side he's on, to be honest with you. And she says, like, you know, that's why I fucking hate you. And he's like, that's why I hate me too.
Yep, because he's just a realist, he's a pragmatist, and he just does what he has to, or like at least what he thinks he has to do to, you know, protect everybody.
Yeah.
And you can't really be mad at that.
No.
You can't, especially, like, it's one thing if, you know...
He does his fucking damnedest to make sure that they all live happy lives afterwards.
And you can tell he cares about everybody.
He does.
Just has to make tough decisions. Like,
that's what I like about him, too. He's not like one of those typical fucking, like, government-issued, like, characters in a show where, like, they've forced themselves to be cold so they don't feel shit anymore. It's an easy out for an evil character. No, he's still human.
Yeah, because, like, okay, like, a lot of people, this is one thing I kind of picked up on. There's, you know, we talked about it earlier, Adam Eve, you know, like, that's her full superhero name. He just calls her Eve, you know, he's, like, on a personal level. I mean, and most of her friends call her Eve, too, so you know that Cecil's down with it, you know?
Yeah, right.
He's not, you know, saying, like, oh, Adam Eve. They're not a quantity to him. They're not, like, you know, a tool.
No.
They're people that he cares about.
He doesn't call Mark invincible. He calls him invincible one time for the title card.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, other than that, he calls him Mark, you know?
And, like, he even talks about after Omni-Man killed...
He calls Omni-Man Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan. He talks about him being his friend for the longest time, you know, just like the other Justice friends.
Yeah.
Super
I don't
League.
even know Immortal's actual name, come to think of it, or any of the others, really.
What if it was, like, Mortimer?
I mean, technically, he was, like, one of the first fucking, like, you know, humans or whatever, so it's probably, like, Ikbakchuk.
Oh, yeah, like, Sidikil.
He's like, you could not pronounce my name. Like, you regular humans can't say it.
Yeah, but it sounds like this.
With a little... at the end. That's his last name. He's like, surname, please. He's like, what the fuck was that?
And how do you spell that? Is that two? Or is it...
Well, anyway, so Cecil definitely my favorite character, but two characters we haven't done any talking about this entire fucking session who we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Who are they?
The fucking Mahler twins.
The fucking Mahler twins.
Come on, bro. Okay, one, they have the cleanest soundtrack. Every time they show up on the screen, Run the Jewels comes on, and I get hype. I
Good day from the house to the heart in. Get a job, get a house, get a coffin. Don't scrape in the path, or maybe you act that night the mouth start popping. Not wrong, oh well, that's so cool. Make it hear you say please don't shoot. Shorty like you want make my night. All night till your last day thought take flight. What a great sight, what a job, what a good life. The more we act born, the more we are right. The who exactly gonna stop?
There you are.
We are not calm in the party. Some call our word, but it's more like an art. Take the walls for your heart, and we better not catch it. Me in here, we in here. Don't get cash, no crime here. Just do your dirt. Crime off, all the style dropping the
Clear a path.
TikTok, you got this with my hands on the Glock stop. I'm backing out for the back off. That's why I'm out of here, baby. Before this company down in the ground, baby.
language really necessary? And you're both clones as well.
Exactly. One advantage to being a clone. We always know what the other one is thinking.
I hit my mom. She came in the room. I was watching that shit. I punched her. I was too hyped. I had to sleep her. I had to fucking put her to
I had to
sleep.
fucking sleep.
I had to put her to sleep.
If Run the Jewels playing, you got to run that fade.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. She should have known. Like, these hands were coming.
You listening to Run the Jewels, anybody around you don't want that smoke.
If I'm listening to Run the Jewels, you better start running, because I'm going for your jewels, bro.
Yeah, no, the Mahler twins are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They're two big blue meatheads that, for whatever reason, like, I still don't get that. Even fucking Robot brings it up. He's like, I'll never understand why you always clone yourself or whatever. He never does give an answer to it, but he does always clone himself. That's like the first thing he does when he loses a clone. He clones himself again.
Yeah,
But
after he kills a clone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only ever two, though. Like, it's...
Yeah, he never multiplies himself.
No, he's just two... The Mahler twins, that's who he is, for whatever reason. But,
I
like,
don't know.
what I like about him, though, they're not just two big meatheads. They're fucking smart as shit. Like, they just make really dumb decisions. Like,
and even though they're villains, they're kind of chill.
They are. They you saw where he like meets back up with the guard. After going back to jail, the one that he fucked up in the first place. He kind of gives him a look like, my bad.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm a fucking criminal. You think I wasn't gonna do that?
Oh, that was one of my favorite scenes too. This is why I fuck with the guy. Like, so they're in like they start off the show. They're the first villains that they bite.
They fuck him up pretty
bad.
Yeah,
they fuck him. Yeah, they whoop the shit out of him. But it cuts to them in jail, and one of these guards is bringing dinner to like all the prisoners, and it's like, so he goes to one of the Mahler twins. He gives him his dinner. It's like, oh, chicken pot pie night, sweet. Starts eating his chicken pot pie. Goes to the next Mahler twin, and like through some interference, like some mechanisms are messed up, and the Mahler twin's able to get a hand on him. Fucking knocks out the guard, just beats him from inside the cell, gets out, which is...
He doesn't fuck him up too bad either.
Yeah,
he just, he bonks him twice, by yanking his arm or whatever, and that's enough to, knock him out.
Oh, yeah, and, pull his arm out of the socket.
Yeah,
his arm was fucked.
He could have fucking killed him, definitely.
Yeah, he could put another hand on his gun and shot him, so that's his own fault for not being a good guard.
For sure.
What got me is, he breaks out, he gets out of the cell, and, he looks at the food tray, he's like, fucking of all nights, chicken pot pie night.
Missed out on chicken pot pie.
Now I gotta break out of jail when I could be fucking eating this chicken pot pie.
He's
I was like, I fuck with you. You get it. You understand.
He's a real ass motherfucker, man. I love the Mahler twins.
Yeah, the Mahler twins are great.
Yeah.
They're funny. And once again, literally, it's always, I don't know why, I don't know if that was a stylistic choice, but Run the Jewels, always, or at least some dope
It
hip-hop.
fits them, man.
Works.
I think that's it sort of balances out their nerdiness, I think, because I always see it it does play when they're doing badass shit, but it definitely always plays when they're doing nerdy ass shit, and it kind of evens it out. It's like they're dorks, but they're still fucking badass.
And you know what? Science is hip hop too.
Science is hip hop too.
Yeah.
Fucking debatably one of the best albums ever fucking created of all time. Science by Incubus. I think it's their first album. Got a lot of hip hop influences in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Science is a weird one.
I love Science. It's one of my favorite albums of all time.
I'm thinking of...
No, Science is it is the weird one.
Okay, that's what I thought. Isn't that the one where it's
there's a whole autopsy report with
Yep,
hip-hop music behind it? Yeah, it's super fucking weird.
Yeah, hella weird.
But I love it.
Yeah.
That kind of shit always makes me want to, delve deeper to find the reason behind it. That's why I love shit like that.
Oh, yeah. Anything that I can watch or listen to multiple times and get something different from it every time is good media.
Absolutely.
Ratings?
I'd give it a straight up 9 out of 10.
Honestly, I was at about an 8 before I started, but we started talking about it. I'd give it a 9. The problems that I have with it are minimal, and they don't fuck with the story enough.
Not at all.
No, a couple power scaling issues, because Adam Eve is basically the strongest character. We kind of went over that already, but
Titan was fucking badass.
Titan was cool. He's a straight rip off of Stone from fucking Teen Titans.
Yeah, he is.
Like you were saying.
Yeah, I said that to you earlier today. Yeah, Stone being Cyborg from Teen Titans alter ego when he infiltrates Hive.
Yeah, if he stayed in Hive.
Yeah, if he stayed in Hive. So his superpower, quote unquote, when he was in Hive was he was a black guy that turned to stone or whatever and just beat the shit out of bros. That's exactly what Titan is.
He has the same fit. We'll put up some like side by side so you can see how fucking close
It's ridiculous, man.
But I mean, Larry will put up some side by side so he can show you how close it is. But yeah,
it's straight rip, man. Like, what was the other thing that we saw that was a straight rip?
Oh, well, I mean,
the Viltrumites' fucking whole plot was, or like their whole deal or whatever is basically Saiyan's whole deal. Except, all right, the one difference is like the Viltrumites want to take over the universe, whereas the Saiyans like sold planets. But that's only because there was a stronger being out there than them. Like if it wasn't the case, they'd be doing exactly what the Viltrumites are doing. So like,
also they don't have tails.
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know why I do this. I'm a dork when it comes to fucking DBZ, but when I like see strong ass characters in other shows, I'm like, but could they fuck up Saiyans though? And I was like, well, they're basically like they wouldn't. I was thinking about like it. They say that like it takes a couple of Viltrumites to blow up an entire planet. Like a few of them, and I was like, I don't think it it did take the Saiyans, like in the early seasons or whatever. It took like 4 or 5 Uzurus or whatever to like fuck up a planet.
Now, I don't think that Omni-Man could take Goku.
Oh, no, not at all. No. There's not a chance of fucking hell.
Like, they might take like ancient Saiyans, but new Saiyans.
If it takes a couple of current Viltrumites to tank a fucking planet, then he has no shot at somebody who's like literal fucking like impact of fist punches or whatever is like
rippling the whole universe.
The whole fucking universe.
Yeah, no,
not gonna happen. Like, I mean, shit. Like he's even like one up that from it's not even a one up. It's much beyond that. But like,
here's a question to end on: if he vibrated the world of void, which is nothingness, that means something happened, right? So is it the world of void anymore?
I guess not. I don't know. I don't really know how that one works, man. You're dealing with... You know what I heard? I was watching a video today, like... This is crazy. We'll end on this note, and this mind-boggler for you guys if you're Dragon Ball fans and Ben 10 fans, but I've been watching this channel that, like, just compares, like, Ben 10 to, like, other fucking... I don't know a lot of people who could take out Ben 10. He could...
It's bullshit. Like, he turns into, like, fucking... super alien.
Yeah, and they it's not even just that. There are a lot of other reasons other than like him being able to turn into Alien X, but like so the Omnitrix legit won't let him die. Like,
sick.
Yeah, there's another alien that caught the Big Bang and kept it from happening. Yeah, one that he can turn into.
Y'all can't see my face. I'm just making a face right now. What?
So, here's the thing. Now, he can use the Omnitrix to scan any other fucking alien life or whatever and turn into that alien. And the way that works, it turns him into the pinnacle of what that alien would be. Or the most advantageous form.
It turns him into the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of that
race. Right, exactly. So if he scanned a Saiyan, he would, turn into somebody with, like, a potential, like, Goku or whatever, like that kind of shit. Well, he also has this fucking thing called the, what is it, the... like Omega Omnitrix, I don't know. It's something that puts like a specific, like any of the aliens he wants in. All right, say you know how like the daycare works in Pokemon.
Yeah.
You put a Pokemon in daycare, he levels up, all that shit. Mm-hmm. He can do the same thing, but force them to evolve over 10 million years, like hyperbolic time chamber style, in his fucking like watch or whatever, to where they turn into like
what their like perfect evolution would be.
Exactly. He does that with a couple of aliens. Imagine if he did that to a fucking Saiyan. What the fuck would that even be?
Yo, word.
Dude, I mean, seriously, in 45 years, now Goku had a lot of other things influencing him, but like in 45 fucking years, he's achieved like, above God level status. Like, he's achieved angel level status.
Yeah, imagine adding 10 million years on top of that.
You see what I'm saying?
He'd be like one big bicep.
I heard this guy talking about it. He was like, I mean, he could be anything from fucking, like, it could be because of, like, Goku's influences or whatever. That's how he, like, progressed so fast or whatever. So it could be something as simple as, like, Super Saiyan 3 is, like, that or whatever. But, like, I beg to fucking differ because they give, like, a visual representation in the show of what that, like, mode looks like on the inside or whatever. He puts, like, I think it's, like, like a big, like, it's like a dinosaur alien that he transforms into. I can't remember his name. It's like Pterosaur or something, whatever. Sure. Puts him through that, and he, like, it shows that alien in that fucking world or whatever, like, you know, in the hyperbolic time chamber that he has, and it's just like a fuck ton of other like crazy apocalyptic aliens trying to kill him, and him doing everything to survive for 10 million years, and he evolves into like this fucking way more badass version of that monster or whatever, with like Gatling guns for hands or some shit, like,
because you can just evolve that.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, I grew a fucking bullet complex in my spine.
Right. So
my dick shoots 22s.
That being the case, like, you're gonna be way over Super Saiyan level 3. So like, he's like, it could be anything from Super Saiyan level 3 or to like an Uzaru with 6 arms and purple fucking hair. Who knows? You know, like,
which would be sick.
Right.
Also, what a whack existence that would be. It's like, all right, I'm gonna just put you in this box, and everything's gonna try to fucking fight you for the next 10 million years.
Right.
Bye.
Well, so they give a visual representation of what that would, you know, look like, but it's not actually what's happening, because it's forcing your, it's genetically modifying that alien's genes to that level of stress, like to a response to that level of stress.
It's basically like distilling like what you learned from the danger room into DNA.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So they're not actually going through that.
Okay, yeah, because that'd be fucking whack.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Like, because like he even says in the same video that Ben cares about all of his transformations almost like they're different people or whatever.
Like, not if you're like,
not if you're doing that. Yeah. Like, you don't really care, you know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't either. I'd put all of my alien transformations through that and just become a fucking god. Like,
you know, but we can't really trust Ben 10 because I've been on Pornhub and I've seen what he does to his cousin. His cousin, yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, and their grandpa. How many kids does grandpa have?
Well, at least 2.
All right, that's been the Fullzer0 Podcast. Again, I've been Chris, and this has been Abe the Guy.
I'm the guy.
I'm just.
But don't assume it.
I'm just Chris. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
If you have any ideas of anything to watch, put it in the comments and like and subscribe.
We'll be back next time to talk about the new release of King Kong and the new Mortal Kombat movie. So tune in for that one if you guys want to hear anything about that.
Yes.
Other than that, I think we're currently keeping up with. We're waiting on the next season of Demon Slayer to come out.
Yeah.
The new season of Castlevania is coming out on May 13th.
Oh, word. So yeah, that'll probably be the next thing. But,
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
In the interim, if anybody's watching this that like has something that you guys want us to watch and talk about, we're pretty much down for anything. Just like, if you're gonna go weird, let's go Velocipaster and like not Unforgivable. You know, just give us something like watchable,
something digestible, please. Yeah, that would be great.
We love it all.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about anything. If it has to be some like, you know, just heinous bullshit, we'll fuck it.
If you guys want to hear us cry for an hour, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it for views.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.